We're just days away from Marquette men's and women's basketball.
On the show tonight, we've got MU hoops, soccer, and volleyball. Let's go. Hello, and welcome to Golden Eagle Sports Report, the only show for all your favorite Marquette sports. I'm Nick Wight.
And I'm Sean Mason. We'll start the show off with Marquette Volleyball, who had a pair of games on the road this past weekend. In Indianapolis, Indiana, Friday, the Golden Eagles would face the Butler Bulldogs, where they won 2 sets and then dropped the third set, but Marquette would prevail, winning the 4th set. The Golden Eagles were led by freshman Nayla Barber and Autumn Bailey, combined to have 45 kills. With the win, Marquette improved to 8-1 in the Big East and 16-5 overall.
On Saturday, Marquette Volleyball would travel to Cincinnati, Ohio for a match with the Xavier Musketeers. After losing the first set, Coach Bond's squad would regroup and get 3 straight sets to finish off Xavier Saturday evening. Freshman Autumn Bailey would have 13 kills and 15 digs. The Golden Eagles host Seton Hall at the Al McGuire Center this Friday at 6 p.m.
Freshman outside hitter Nayla Barber has been named Big East Conference Player of the Week for the 2nd time this season. She had 23 kills in Marquette's win against Butler and finished the weekend with a total of 43 kills. Senior Elizabeth Koberstein was also named to the conference honor roll. Koberstein currently sits 6th in all of Division I with 11.86 assists per set.
The Golden Eagles are now 11th nationally in the NCAA Division I RPI, which is the highest mark in the program history. Last week they were 14th, which was then the highest mark. The Golden Eagles' record is 17 wins, 5 losses, with a 9-1 record in the Big East. The team also received 26 votes in the AVCA coaches poll this week. For more on Marquette Volleyball, we turn to our analyst, Denny.
Thanks, Nick. I'm Deny Gallagher, joined by our analysts, Peter Fiorentino and Michael Gilbert. Guys, let's get right into it. Marquette Volleyball has now won 6 straight. What do they got to do to get it to 8?
What they have to do is follow their emotional leader, Elizabeth Koberstein. Every time I see her, she's not the kind of leader where she's always like fired up and getting everybody all ready to go and all this adrenaline. She's more of a quiet leader. Every time something good happens, she's always kind of like making sure everybody's back for the next point. And same if anything bad happens, there's an error or a missed point, she's always back there to kind of like calm the team down and make sure everybody's in the same level of emotion just so they can focus on the next point and the next set, which is very good. It kind of helps with consistency there.
Koberstein has 170 digs on the season, and she really knows how to get the other players involved in the game. She gives them up to the attackers, which they can get kills. So she's really a part of the assists and pass game. So I think that's very good, and she's a very key factor in the games.
Well, she's definitely been a big part of how they've gotten to the 6-game winning streak. The team faces Seton Hall and St. John's this weekend at the Al McGuire Center. Can the team make it 8 straight?
Yes, women's volleyball has been doing very well. They're 8-2 in home, and that's something that once you go home, you are going to win, and you need that record. And having that also, that game, that winning streak, it's been very helpful, and I think they're going to keep the momentum going, and they're going to keep winning because of Autumn Bailey, because of Koberstein. And I think those are some key factors and key players that are going to play in the game.
Do I think that they're going to go win 8 in a row? Sure. 9 in a row, maybe. 10 in a row, probably not. This is the Big East. It's very highly competitive, so every time you have a long win streak like this, players get tired. Seniors get tired. Freshmen who are not used to this long season get tired. And so what I'm going to see here from Marquette Volleyball is Coach Bon Szymanski playing some players he wouldn't normally play, maybe seniors on senior night. So they're bound to lose at least one more in this Big East schedule. I'm not sure it's going to be the next game, but eventually one of these next 4 will be a loss for Marquette Volleyball, is what I'm predicting.
Well, during this win streak, they have gained a lot of national recognition, and they're on the outside looking in of the top 25. Is the team worthy of that recognition?
Absolutely, and I'm actually furious that they're not. They've had 4 losses, 3 of them to top 5 teams, and those were Penn State, Florida, and USC. The bottom 3 teams in the top 25 right now, Kansas, Iowa State, and Cal State Northridge, combined have played no ranked teams, as opposed to Marquette, which has played 3 in not only the top 25, but the top 5 alone. So I'm seeing a team that is 9-1 in the Big East, first place in the Big East, and not only are they not in the top 25, they're not even ranked after being in the Big East. So I think it is absurd, and I think they should be in the top 25 for sure.
Peter, I don't really think they should be in the top 25 because they keep losing in ranked games. They lost to top 5 teams, and they never won a set. And I think that's something that you just need to know, that you need to be nationally recognized and win those games for you to be in the top 25. I think it's bad luck, but I think the Marquette volleyball team is on the right track, and I see them winning more games.
So you're kind of of the opinion that you got to beat the best to be the best?
Yes.
Fair enough. All right, guys, grab some Gatorade. We're coming back for more. Nick, what do you got?
Well, Denny, we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we've got highlights from Marquette soccer's senior night doubleheader at Valley Fields. Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. We're on to Marquette soccer now. Let's see how the women did in their final regular season game of the year. Marquette aimed to stay undefeated in the Big East with their game against Butler on Saturday. Megan Kelly got the game started with a goal in the 12th minute off a great free kick from Emily Jacobson. This was already Marquette's 10th shot compared to Butler's 2 shots. We take another look at the goal as Kelly slots the ball past the Bulldogs keeper to the far post. The 1-0 lead would hold strong throughout the first half. We head to the second half. In the 81st minute, Mary Luba has a great pass from the top of the box to Ashley Stemler, who was able to flick it easily to Ashley Handwork, and Handwork was able to find the back of the net. Golden Eagles up 2-0. Butler was finally able to get on the board with a header in the 86th minute of play. Marquette's defense kept Butler at bay though and finished the match 2-1. MUTV's own Mike Cianciolo has a recap from Valley Fields.
On senior night Saturday night, Marquette women's soccer rounded out the Big East regular season schedule with an undefeated record, taking down the Butler Bulldogs 2-1.
You kind of play for that, and obviously as you get started, you don't really know how things are going to unfold. And you get to a point in the season where you say you got to keep winning. You got small milestones, and then ultimately you get to the point where you say, like, you know, last week we had a chance to clinch it by winning, and then tonight, obviously, with a win, we could do it again.
Coach Roeder's team would start things off scoring on a set piece finished off by senior Megan Kelly in the 12th minute. After winning their 11th straight game in a row and finishing a perfect 9-0 in conference play, Megan Kelly commented on Marquette being the face of the new Big East for women's soccer.
Just having a new Big East is crazy, and starting a new tradition is another thing that this team is ready for. So I think that's probably the coolest part about starting Big East and being on top at the end is we're starting a new tradition.
The game-winning goal Saturday night would come from freshman Ashley Handwork, assisted by senior Ashley Stemler in the 82nd minute. The ranked Golden Eagles will begin postseason action in the conference semifinals and return to the pitch next Friday night at 7:30, hosting the Big East tournament.
From here on out, I mean, you're literally playing to continue to play. You know, that's really the incentive more than anything else. You know, regular season, you have a schedule. From here on out, you know, we got one game, and we got to put our best foot forward.
Reporting from Valley Fields, I'm Mike Cianciolo, MUTV Sports.
The women came away with a victory on senior night. Now let's take a look at the men fared at home in the back end of a soccer doubleheader Saturday. In the men's half of the doubleheader, the Golden Eagles took on the Seton Hall Pirates, who would pick it up in the 8th minute when senior Paul Dillon ferociously shoots the ball off the cross and scores with the outside of his foot. He puts Marquette up 1-0, a great goal on senior night for the senior. In the 30th minute, Louis Bennett II with a great chance at the goal, but the Seton Hall keeper makes a tremendous save to keep Seton Hall within 1 goal. In the 34th minute, Jake Taylor has a great look at the net, but his shot is wide. Marquette's still up 1-0. Later, Seton Hall with a free kick, but the Marquette defense would have none of it, deflecting the ball right back. In the 80th minute, with the score now tied 1-1, Marquette throws it in, and after a few deflections, redshirt sophomore C. Norte scores on a ridiculous shot. Norte then shows off his great leaping ability. Marquette wins 2-1 on senior night. Let's hear from our own Deny Gallagher, who was at the game.
Nothing was going to come easy for the Golden Eagles tonight at Valley Fields, as it was senior night and the fans were out in full force as Marquette notched a 2-1 victory over Seton Hall.
For the seniors to win their last regular season game, all of them. It's been a fantastic class. It's been a class that has really helped mould and put together and finish off what people have done before. They're the ones that have finished it off and made sure that we have this great culture.
Paul Dillon made his senior night a memorable one, scoring this golazo from 30 yards out, giving the Golden Eagles a 1-0 advantage. However, Seton Hall would answer back in the 47th minute, equalizing to knot the game up at 1 apiece. But the man in form, C Norte, was not going to be denied, as this wonder strike got the Golden Eagles a 2-1 victory on an emotional last home game for the seniors at Valley Field.
It's unreal, even leading up to this game and walking out there with my family. I can't believe it's my last regular season home game. I mean, luckily we probably have more games here, but I mean, it's unreal. The guys, all the younger guys, they pay their respects, and I don't know, it's amazing. It's a great program, and it's been a great 4 years so far, and hopefully we'll have many more games to come this year.
Seton Hall came out knowing that they needed a result at Valley Fields, but it was the Golden Eagles that reaffirmed their hold atop the Big East Conference.
We're back on the top of the table again, and that's what we want. So it's good for us to give us more motivations to come out to practice and get ready for the next game.
The Marquette men's soccer team returns to action next Friday at the Paul with a chance to clinch the outright Big East regular season title, and more importantly, a first-round bye in the Big East tournament and an automatic spot in the Big East semifinals. Reporting from Valley Fields, I'm Deny Gallagher, MUTV Sports.
For the second straight week, freshman Ashley Handwerk has been named Big East Rookie of the Week. Handwerk has scored 2 goals in the last 2 games. Also, senior Emily Jacobson has earned a spot in the week's honor roll. Jacobson has earned the honor of the last 4 weeks and led the Golden Eagles defense to only allow 2 shots on target against Butler.
Marquette's own C Norte, who had the game-winning goal on Saturday against Seton Hall, has been named to the Men's Big East Soccer Weekly Honor Roll. The team is currently in first place in the Big East and will face DePaul on Friday. Let's go to Denny and the guys for some soccer analysis.
Thanks, Sean. We're back here at the analysis desk to talk some Marquette football, the closest thing we'll ever get. They're coming off a wild senior night weekend where they defeated DePaul, and they are 1 win away from getting to the Big East tournament as a #1 seed, guys. What do they have to do to beat DePaul and get that seed?
Well, they're coming off a huge momentum win, and I see the seniors showing up again. I see C Norte coming off a big win, scoring some goals. He leads the team in goals, and I think that it's not all the time you're going to play for a #1 seed. So I see them showing up, and I see them ready to play.
No, they're definitely going to do very, very well in this tournament. Emotions are running high. There is no way that our men are going to lose this game. As the seniors' last shot is to show what they've got in the Big East, I see no chance that our men are going to drop this game to DePaul.
Yeah, DePaul has been struggling a little bit of late this season, and obviously Marquette's riding high, getting up to within the top 15 in the nation. Let's move on. So the leading goal scorer for the men's and women's soccer team, C Norte and Megan Kelly respectively. Which one means more to their team, guys?
There is no question in my mind. Megan Kelly is the more valuable player in this situation. She is, first of all, she's 3 for 3 in penalty shots this year. She is the leading scorer, leading assists. She's led her team to an undefeated record in Big East play, and this goes for all 4 years. She's an absolute stud. She's helped our women's soccer team have a 38-7-7 record at Valley Fields when she was a freshman. So I'm loving how Megan Kelly's been playing lately. And I think she's definitely more valuable than C Norte.
C Norte has been just the dominant man for the men's soccer team. He's at 8 goals and 2 assists, and he's kind of the performance maker. He makes things happen on the field. So I see him being the guy that they need to have on the field at all times. So I feel like he's better than the oh my gosh,
Megan Kelly.
Megan Kelly.
With all due respect, Peter, C Norte has come up captain clutch. Megan Kelly has won a lot of games for this Marquette women's soccer team, but C Norte has come in when the moment counted and he got it done and won the game.
So you're telling
he is the man in form for Marquette soccer.
So you're telling me that without Megan Kelly, the women would be where they are today?
Yes.
I completely disagree.
That's fine. There'd be a lot more ties and losses in the column for Marquette men's soccer if C Norte wasn't on the field. Just my opinion. All right. Friday night, Marquette women's soccer hosts St. John's in the Big East semifinal, and they swept the entire conference before they can get there and have another shot on Sunday for the tournament crown. I got a little bit too into that debate.
They are totally going to win.
That was just Moving
Megan
on.
Kelly
Moving on.
is a dominant force. We just had this argument. There's no way with so many attackers and midfielders that they are going to lose this tournament. I think they're going in head on. They've been winning games, and you're just going to see a better team and perform well in the playoffs. So
There's no doubt in my mind that Megan Kelly, Taylor Madigan, Mary Luba, Maddie Vicker are all going to lead this Marquette women's team to a Big East championship, and especially because it's at Valley Fields, it's home. There's no way that Marquette's women's soccer is losing at home at the Valley in the Big East tournament. It's here. All of our students are going to be here. Parents, everybody's coming to the Valley. It's huge that we have home field advantage. There's no way Marquette soccer, is losing this game.
That was fantastic. I'm not going to add anything because I'll probably trip over myself. So, Sean, what do you got next? I hear we got a little Marquette basketball coming up, right?
That's right, Denny. When we return to Golden Eagle Sports Report, we've got all the Marquette Hoops content you need to hold you over until the weekend. Welcome back to Golden Eagle Sports Report. The Marquette's women's basketball team was in action against UW Whitewater last Friday at the Al McGuire Center. The Golden Eagles took down UW Whitewater 78-59 in an exhibition match last Friday. Senior Catherine Plouffe led the way with 26 points. The Golden Eagles held the Warhawks to just 33.3% shooting. Marquette forced Whitewater to turn the ball over 12 times. 10 players played for the Golden Eagles, and 9 of the 10 scored for Marquette.
Everyone knows that head coach Terry Mitchell brings to the women's basketball team, but not everyone knows much about her assistant coach, Tyler Summit. MUTV Sports caught up with a few players to talk about what Coach Summit brings to the blue and gold.
Tyler is very sturdy in what he does. He's very steadfast in all of his decisions, and he's very constant in the decisions he makes. We never have to worry about any roller coasters with Tyler. What he says goes, and if you don't do it, you're on the line. So I think that's Terry comes in, and Terry brings a lot of different emotions and stuff. She's got a great personality. I'm pretty sure everyone knows this about Terry. And her rambunctiousness, I guess, at practice is what brings us up when our spirits are down. And then Tyler is always there to level us out, so we get back to the rhythm and what we're supposed to be doing.
He's awesome. He's very commanding. He's really consistent with the things that he says. Every day you know what to expect of him, and that's always good to have. I mean, it's an awesome staff. We have a great staff around us, and just the knowledge that he has, I mean, not only from his mom, but just from his own experiences. I mean, he reads up on things, he knows about other coaches, and just all his knowledge about basketball is really, really helpful.
Marquette women's basketball has high expectations this season in the new look Big East. Hear from head coach Terry Mitchell, center Chelsea Butler, and point guard Brooklyn Pomeroy on what they hope from their team this season.
Want to be the top of the Big East. Like that's a really big goal of ours, and I think that we have the pieces to do it, and we just need to make sure that they're put together and we work hard, and it'll all pay off.
Our expectations are top 3 in the Big East and winning it, so we have really high expectations for ourselves. We expect a lot out of ourselves, and we push ourselves every day in practice, working towards those goals and expectations we have. So they're all realistic, and we just think this year with this different conference, we have a really good chance of being in the top 3.
You're looking at 10 teams that go on any given night I can win. This could be our year. This could be the year that we win it. So the mindset is competitive every day, that there's never a day off, that you're never walking into a game thinking this is a gimme. There is no gimmies. You're never walking in a game saying, gosh, we don't have a chance. And not that, I mean, we didn't do it, but I think hearing people say, like, they just knew UConn was going to win.
Last season, Marquette men's basketball flirted with having 2 big men in the lineup at the same time. Listen to what senior Devontae Gardner and head coach Buzz William had to say about the front court game plan for this season.
Do you guys enjoy when that happens, when Buzz puts 2 bigs out there?
Yeah, me and him always joking about that, but you always see a lot more of that this year because my body got right from me and Buzz was talking about, so you'll see a lot of that this year.
I would have done it more last year if we could have. The problem is not offensively. Devontae's as skilled as any player in our program, not our post, any player. But defensively, Chris can only guard 5s. So we're not a zone-based team. We'll play some zone, but when we played those 2 guys together last year, we had to play zone because Devontae couldn't guard a 4. If Devontae can guard a 4, man-to-man, then we'll probably be able to do it more. If he can't, then we'll probably won't be able to. I'm not concerned about doing it offensively at all. Defensively, it's a matchup deal.
17th ranked men's basketball team kicks off the season this Friday at 7 p.m. at the BMO Harris Bradley Center when they take on Southern. The Marquette women also start their season at home this Saturday at 1 p.m. at the Al McGuire Center, which you can watch live broadcasted on MUTV on GoMarquette.com. For more basketball coverage, let's take it to our analysts. Guys?
I appreciate that, Sean. This is our final analysis segment of the night. We're talking Marquette basketball, beginning with the women. They were picked to finish 5th in the Big East in the regular season. Can they get that top third finish and do better than the experts think?
Well, their predictions for the actual team, for their own expectations are that they're going to get top 3. The writers say top 5. I think top 5 is realistic. I say 4 or 5, maybe that third spot, but team expectations, I do not see them going 1, 2, 3 in the Big East. These 2 teams we've added, remember you added the new teams to the Big East, not just men's, you've added now Butler and Creighton, and they're very, very good. They're consistently good every year, so I'm going to look for more of a top 5 finish in the Big East. I'm looking forward to watching Catherine Plouffe play. She's a 6'3" senior, and she played fantastic last year. I'm also looking to Arlisha Morse, who I think is possibly has the biggest upside of any player on our Marquette basketball team. She's a 5'10" junior, and she really knows how to shoot the ball.
Mike?
I think the women's team is going to do great this year. I think that they are looking, they're going to pass expectations, and they're going to come off a huge win against Wake Forest. And I think that will really jumpstart the season and get momentum going into the Big East Conference. And I think once you start getting that momentum, you'll keep rolling, and I think the fans will help too. And I just see them having a great year, Peter.
Momentum means a lot, but DePaul's a really good team, guys. DePaul's a really solid women's basketball team. Let's move on to the men, and freshman Dwayne Wilson will miss the remainder of the season with a leg injury. Who will Buzz look for to get minutes behind Derek Wilson at the point guard position, guys?
Well, I think Todd Mayo will be one of the players that Buzz will look for. I think Todd showed us that in the Big East Conference tournament and in the regular tournament, in the March Madness tournament, that he really showed that he was clutch, and he's a second-year player, and he'll be there on the big plays. He can dribble, drive, he can pass, he knows how to play defense, and he's quick. He's gotten a lot better, and he's improved. I think that's something that Buzz has definitely looked for in his offense and defense.
I'm looking at Juwan Johnson, the new recruit. He's a freshman coming in. He played a little bit of point guard in high school, mostly shooting guard, though. I could see him stepping into that role if Derek Wilson needs a rest or if Derek Wilson gets hurt. I don't like Todd Mayo for that position. He's too unreliable. He shot 333 and 3-pointers last year, which is not fantastic. It's not horrible, but those clutch 3-pointers did not come in the regular season. They came in the Big East tournament. They came in the NCAA tournament. They did not come in the regular season when we absolutely needed them to. And that's what I look forward in a point guard. And I want to see Juwan Johnson play.
That's like Monte Ellis status right
exactly.
there, guys. So each team will play their home openers this weekend on Marquette's campus. Predictions? Is it going to be a winning weekend?
It's going to be a winning weekend. And if I'm looking at starting 5, I'm looking at Jamil Wilson, Derek Wilson at the point guard, Juan Anderson maybe starting, only playing about 1 or 2 minutes, and then going off, making room for Steve Taylor in that starting lineup. And also, I think we're going to see a 2-center formation. We're going to see Chris O'Toole and Devontae Gardner kind of rotating out of that 4 and 5 spot, that power forward and center spot. So I think it's more of a center by committee. That's what you're going to see from Buzz Williams this year.
I think that you're going to see Juan Anderson, Todd Mayo, Jamil Wilson, Devontae Gardner, and Steve Taylor. I think Steve Taylor is going to step up this year immensely. He's very long. He can play defense, and I think you're going to see him shoot more. And I think that's going to be an intricate part of that offense. And you're going to see Chris O'Toole coming off the bench and kind of switching roles with Devontae Gardner and being that big man that Buzz can rely on to be the 6th man. So that's what I'm thinking, Peter.
Do you have a prediction for this weekend? Will it be a winning weekend?
I think there will definitely be a winning weekend, and that it's going to be, 2 big wins and 2 great ways to start off the season.
Yeah, I agree. I see the Marquette, both men's and women's, winning this weekend for sure.
Got to try not to look ahead to Ohio State. And you can't overlook Southern. I can't stress it enough. NCAA tournament team, they lost to Gonzaga in the first round last year. So it's definitely going to be an awesome, awesome matchup. Going to be great at the BMO. That's all we got. Nick, what's up?
Thanks, Denny. That will do it for this episode of Golden Eagle Sports Report. Thanks for watching.
For our analysts, Deny Gallagher, Peter Fiorentino, and Michael Gilbert, I'm Nick Wight. Good night, Marquette.